Made and left to the air. The crush of air, the quiet, the unsilence sitting in stagnance, the rumble of contained air, the lair of dust-cursed feathers, this breasted red and western warbler, pen-beaked, the meek clawed things call in awe of a glass, ageless, caged sounds, and carpeted thrush, sky blue, old halls, walls peel and curves of leaves and coveted plants, the anthills of models built of eggshells and dead bellbirds, the dodo coated in glue, the eyes glass and wires thrashing, the undermuscle, the crustacean of artificial feet in the plastered sand, the casts of broken, stolen, and metal-bolted bones, all the meat from them gone, gone. Big wings, big blowy air spaces were used to bear blood, stilled caw rill of resin where their ghosts go. The museum holds the crow of birds. They still the air with a withholding gasp of half-heard cries and curse. Then choosing to be thin. Then whenever it was, when in a way, to be nestled easier into. Not the other into this thinness, but the slit of it into offered niches, and as well to strap as thin as rope around rope, it is that kind of embrace. Soft and unlikely twine, sort of balled up together, quite separate enough to protect from knots, but then the thinner fabrics do tend to fray. And then skin may yet blend into a sort of harp-sounding twine, and it is all right, if to be warm as then's sunlight, skinny spider webs, like limmered thread, like when a shoulder is cradled perfectly by neatly boned knuckles. Fine, then. Hair's breath, and the slightest nostalgia of smelling six so cradled and fingers that bend like bowing back beneath their trace swan double digits, dive bubble thin bits seem fragile but unquit. Being unquietened, to sweat out of bed and the substance just kicked out of the sheets, and their webby fray, and the turns unafraid and most sincere cowardice. then seems to escape quite believably, breathed in all those cotton air holes, where equally thin feet kicked, where gut, ribs, sternum, and hips strained out of their muscle meanness for the decidedly within, an entirely too moist kiss held neck down by thin arms, and their thin and as yet unregarded marks. Skinny is too hard a word for it, and slim, so harshly suggestive of grace. Lean points to someone who would not need to rest in the sun and turns while also believing wholly in mushrooms, in the worth of wet socks for this, in the worth of sickness for this, in the thin and dry lines that climb from a fever to mirror for this. The weight lost and the wait has ended, and the ending is only waiting for a pound to be gained by belly or emotion come curmudgeonly, pigeon-like, pinch-waisted. Quite well-shaped face, quite blood-blue eyes, eyelashes quite blessedly brushing out around the sky, eyeing upward, mud-like things in the branches, white clouds of unfruited fungus growing in the thin cracks, the cold and fat dirt I love to see crushed and parted. God bless you. God bless you, spider webs in the almost twilight that catch the light best. God bless you.
It's fun, dumpster.
This is a time in which to wait, and the falconate sky is making itself known in feathered manifest. Also, the day ticks over in the illumined breast of trees. The type of bird that laughs, croaks, murmurs like a barely waking, but certainly in to the. All of the mushrooms are asleep. They wear their leather caps creepily askew between the moss and calisthenics, which bears its fruiting multiples embodied upwards. The capes, the bits of leather cap that squash, the body buried still in the log, and I am trying to not frighten my surroundings with too much self-awareness, though clamors it as if spindly, a set ladder, yet melodious, but too busily to be complete in presence, to be sifting, oh so, by degrees. Deliberately an instinct through this matter, to haphazard venture finger bits forth, further and into the sea of oxygen, and burst, not yet the hid streamers, not always able the body, not always benign mind. I've stretched my body over the land and been left wanting. I've been black dots in someone's eyelashes, just a mote. Been mated, bat-winged, a zebra moth, spotted tongue. A smell of decay and crushed earth. Crab apples smashed, abdominal handhold button, slut, demand, putty. How the sand breaks easily through, thick fingers, trickles, and still takes no shape. I've been waiting for the sea, the met salt, the shapeable, something buildable, hold a little while, oh mooring, oh blow, oh bubble. I've been unheedingly, without breath, unresistant, irrepentant, empty, buoyant, unconscionable, dying of cells. I've met anyone, palm-winged, open and cut, bled minstrel and vein into a cup of wine, supped, and I have also eaten most valiant, vulturous, souring, thorn-stricken thing, sweet-smelling, voracious, honey-belled ant, colonyless, canted hopelessly to a glacial slant. I've eaten oil, meat, and beat of drum, lost teeth, seeds, and nail, been a fang, river, and a button of moss. Loved the devil, and the desert, and the thigh, and the bruise, the bend, the irreparable bad mother, been the bitch, the pit, and the pitch, the snitch, the stitched wound, the nurse, been feathered and forced, cut my heel to fit, a well-finished and sitting shoe, renounced the dance electric, the standing, the overhead swell of light and shorn, cut hair, cut lip, cut skin, and breathed. Where are the pangs of the glowing leaf, back birthed so well, to disappear back in uterine, writhe, cling on handles of sharp cork and sweat. There's a clear eye to be found somewhere, unblemished and direct. The North Star, or some other directional smear, meteor spear, me or God. Let be pebble, be bone shards, been to bits. Let me be homeless and home.